Hey guys, right, on with the next bit of Dan's Enfield. As you can see, we've got the front end, so we didn't get to attack that in the last video. So basically I've got to try and salvage off here what we're going to use, which is more or less the front wheel and the front part of the frame. Now, as Dan wants to use the girder forks that he got, which are down here, we've got to see how they're going to mate up with this front wheel. That, at this point, I don't know. The spindle's definitely not going to be okay to use because these are just sort of clamped up in these forks. And in them forks, we need some that are threaded so they can be basically done. It's near enough the same as a bicycle, how they fit in them forks. So we've got to see what we can do to make it work. So we've got a lot of bridges to cross as we get to them with this build to try and make things work to get the bike to how Dan wants it to look. So yeah, I think we'll basically get on with getting the front wheel out, getting the frame off. There's little jobs got to be done to this front part of the frame before we go and connect it to an hardtail. So yeah, we've got a bit of work here and work out what's going to happen with the rest of it. So I think we'll start with getting the front wheel out, and it's going to be a stroke of luck if it's going to behave itself in that girder front end. I'm sure we can make it work. It might take a bit of messing about. Hopefully not too much messing about. Because obviously we do want this one to look different. But it is a fine line with the work we've got to throw into it. And to be kind with Dan and to be kind with myself, with the amount of time and effort that it's going to take for the differences compared to the other bobbers. Right, I'll try and flip this over. Oh no, we've got it. Put them on there. There's a fair bit of weight in this. I'm not going to get into weighing everything though. Okay. Oh. Whew. Let's just prise that off carefully. There we go. I'll do the front mud guard as well. No, don't fit that one, fits that one. That's off. Wow. See that? That took my fingers off. Yeah, I'll be careful with this one and keep my face out of the way. Jeez. Have we got anything that's going to fit that? Who knows? Nope, not that one. I might be able to get it. They're under a bit of tension, they are, aren't they? What size is that? grab it enough. That's the thing with these bikes. I can, because they're sort of entry level into sort of a classic looking bike, and they're relatively cheap to buy, well, the prices are going up for them. They do get messed about with a lot over the years. You end up with all sorts of different odd jobs done to them. I will be keeping my face out of the way of this when I undo it. Come on. Here we go. Ugh, don't you dare. Wow. Looks like someone's just bent them over and done them up instead of like bending them to the correct shape where they're relaxed. Oh well. Right, let's get this front brake cable. Did I? I've got the speedo cable as well. Let's try and take that from up here. I'll say it'll have all new cables on it anyway, so I haven't got to be too careful taking all the old stuff off, as I said in the other video. Got ya. It is uncomfortably hot in here today. I can't have the aircon because of the noise it makes. Yeah, that is stuck in there. Oh, why don't people use the right parts? All that cable's fraying because of it. It's got a tiny cable nipple on there. And it should be, I don't know if you can see that. So all the cable's fraying because it can't pivot in the lever. It is stuck solid. So I think all we can do is just cut through that with a grinder. Or is it coming? Hold on. Oh, there we go. I think I've got it. Yep. Let's stay to that. Right. I'm just going to cut through that. Cable's done for anyway. Right, that should be free. Free! Right. Good enough to take a bit of room up in the scrap bin. All that. Yeah, good enough for the bin. Right, let's move this front wheel out of the way. I'm surprised that these mudguard brackets haven't deformed the mudguard. The tension they was on. socket. Be careful we don't get a smack in the face off it. Oh, that's coming out. All the wrong size bolts. There we go. So look at them. Wow. I don't quite get that because it would have been so easy just to have made them the correct shape. Say, someone's just pulled them round and done them up. Yeah, they're no good at all. We'll get them off though, take up less space. Another one that gets tighter as you undo it. There we go, scrap bin, keep. Yeah, I'm amazed it hasn't deformed that. Looks, yeah, it looks all right. Right, next bit, frame. Whew, it's warm. It's like a sauna in here. Might sweat some fat off me. Let's take the bars off out of the way. There we go. Pile's building up. Wow, look at that. That's the decompressor. So someone's just put one of them bolts on that drills itself in. Yeah, one of them damn things. Probably going to get a drop of oil everywhere here. If they've got any oil in. That's it. There goes all the bearings. There we go, that's the bit. That's the bit we want. This can go down here out the road. Right, pretty much got all that stripped out now and got the bits together that we're going to use. I think with the frame I'll maybe take in this lug here that would have been from the original tank, because Dan's got a tank that he's sending up to me from an earlier Enfield, which is a copy, but he seems to be pretty pleased with that. So hopefully it's all okay and we can make the correct fittings on the frame for that tank. So yeah, that back lug will be coming off, and probably this front mounting point, we'll get the rubber out of there and block that off as well, and also tidy these welds up a bit and stuff. And probably we'll have to utilize the steering lock somehow to suit these forks so it doesn't sort of override and hit the tank. The actual steering lock will be coming out. I normally take all these out and blank that off as well. The main thing that we're going to have with this is the steering stem. I've been having a quick look at possible ways of doing it, and I think what I might do is try and use the Enfield one, which will need shortening, because this had quite a large top yoke, or triple tree as some of you call it, as in the depth of this is quite big. So reducing it's easy enough, but the size is the main issue. So on this, let's just get, oh God, come on. Get these. So on this one, we've got 25mm, just over. And on this one, which is very pitted, we've got 28mm, thereabouts. So I think to make it easy, I'm going to try and get this out of the bottom yoke and see what we can do to shorten this one, and perhaps put a collar on there which will be all welded in, and probably also pin it as well, sort of go over the top of it, because obviously it's extremely critical that this is safe, extremely critical. So if I go over the top, it's peace of mind. So that's probably what I'd do, shorten this, get this out. This is only welded in, so we can cut that weld, break it out, shorten it, collar it up to the size of this one where it needs to pass into that bottom yoke, and it looks like this is just pressed in. I shall sort of investigate that and see how it is fitted, and then press this one in and probably pin it as well, pin it into here as well, so we're totally safe. I think that's going to be the easiest way, and then it's all going to match up with the standard Enfield bearings. We can just order new bearings for an Enfield and it'll all fit. That's the plan by just having a quick glance. You know, it may change slightly when I get tucked into it, but we definitely want this front end on this bike. So I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get it in there. It's a bit of extra work, but I'm sure we'll achieve it. Wheel, which I need to check actually. So obviously this was BSA. It would have had obviously a BSA front wheel, and the hub size perhaps would have been different, as in the Enfield one's got a twin leading shoe. It's also got the Speedo drive on the front wheel. I'm not sure if the bike that this came off, the Speedo drive, would have been on the rear wheel. So I'm hoping we haven't got an issue with width where it goes around the hub if it did have a rear wheel Speedo drive. That will probably be a bigger problem than this, because changing the width of these will just be an absolute nightmare. So let's well, let's just try and slide it over the front wheel and see. Let's put this down here a minute. And fingers crossed, with a big stroke of luck, it's either going to be major surgery on these forks or it's going to fit. Let's see. So yeah, I'm only having a guess that it would have had rear speedo drive on the original BSA that these are come off. Obviously on this, we've got it on the front, and then we'll have to, if it does fit, we'll have to do something for the brake side of the hub to slide into to stop it spinning, as this would have went on sort of a tab on the forks. It'd be nice if this does fit. So, fingers crossed, everybody. Cross your fingers now. The only thing I will have to do is do something with this spindle, or just have a new spindle made. My lathe it's just not good enough for that sort of work. I wouldn't trust it to be precise enough. You know, on that lathe back here, she's a bit worn out, she is, the old girl, and I normally just stick to doing little spacers on there and stuff like that. For a spindle, I'll probably find a local engineering firm, give them a load of measurements, because we're going to need them threaded as well, and some collars or shouldered nuts to stop the front wheel from dropping out. Anyway, let's just get the good news or the bad news. Oh, please. She's a tiny bit offline, but that could be wear in the bottoms of the forks, in the slots. It goes over it. Literally straight on. This back up, just, you know, not do it all in one hit, just do it a little bit at a time and get rid of all that pitting. We'll see, I'll see how that goes. But it's in, the wheel fits. That surprised me, that does. I really didn't think the width was going to match up, but it is absolutely spot on. Where did I put the stem? There it is, down here. So yeah, if we can somehow get this out, the depth's not a problem. The actual depth of it's not a problem at all. So if we can get that out of there, which is easy enough, so it's just welded in at the bottom there, make a collar to bring it up to this size in here, and pin it as well, just, you know, belt and braces and safe. I think that's going to be achievable. Then it's easy for maintenance as well. Then you just continue ordering Enfield bearings. You haven't got a mix of like what BSA bits have I got to order and so on. It will be all Enfield. So yeah, sacrifice this and we'll make all this work. I think it's going to be okay. Like I say, it's a bit of extra work, but we really do want these forks on the bike. That's the look that Dan's after, and that's the look we want to achieve. I'm quite happy about that. I really am. Got to get a spring, single spring for them. I've had a quick look online. They seem available. There's plenty of people selling second-hand ones or new old stock, so that's not going to be a problem. I'll say we haven't got to really change the depth, so that's not going to upset the operation of the forks. I think we're on a winner. I'll say a bit of extra work, but we're going to make them work, which is brilliant. Just a small sacrifice of that. So yeah, some collars and stuff on the lathe, cut out, shorten, job done. Makes it sound easy, doesn't it? It's probably a few days working all this lot, making it sort of safe and to achieve what we want. Anyway, so we'll just make it a little short one today. Like I say, I'm going to try and capture everything I possibly can on this build. It is stupidly hot in here today, so I think I'm going to call it a day at that. So I've got a couple of little things I've got to do and sort out for things I've got to do tomorrow. So yeah, let's call it a day at that. Again, thank you all for watching. Massive thanks for all your support in any way, shape or form that you're doing it. Really appreciate that. It helps out a lot. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Take care.